If you guess it, you'll hear your name live Monday morning at 11:30. Then call AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio to win. Enter your guess right now at Five Guys Burgers and Fries, 153 in Hickson, featuring the juiciest 100% all beef, have it your way hamburgers and the most delicious milkshakes in town. Rick Davis Golden Diamonds, 5301 Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. Wimpy's Restaurant in Soddy Daisy across from City Hall. Less's Pawn Shop, 4742 Highway 58, Chattanooga. And Shooter's Supply, 4824 Hickson Pike in Hickson. Enter your guesses now and listen to the race live to win $124 in cash and $124 in food from Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station.
Hot News Talk 1240.
I love NASCAR.
Welcome to the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show. We're so glad to have you. And, we're brought to you by Home Rate Mortgage. Quick quotes, low rates, and fast closings. It's the Home Rate Mortgage Guarantee. Our phone number, 805-9100. It only takes a few minutes to get a mortgage application started. So what do you have to lose? Make that call today, 805-9100. That's 423-805-9100. HomeRateMortgage.com. Also, the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show is brought to you by Sabrena Smedley of Sabrena Realty. Your homeownership dreams start and end with the right realtor, folks. And Sabrena is your trusted realtor in Chattanooga. I know she was the real estate agent of the year in 2012, and I know that's served her well. All that hard work absolutely pays off. And you can reach the Sabrena Realty firm at 423-499-7780. That's 423-499-7780. And you can also go and look at those homes at SabrenaRealty.com. Also, we are the 1240 AM Hot News Talk Radio. This is the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show. You can reach us today, live on air. You, the listener, 423-800-8949. You can Facebook us. All your questions at Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook. Just search for Hot News Talk Radio and you will find us there. All right. Well, the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show is all about homes, all about mortgage loans. And really, it's all about the local community. From the basics of getting a mortgage loan to the basics of finding that home, it definitely starts with education. And we couldn't be more thankful to have you, the listener, that's keeping us live right here. We want to inspire you. We want to educate you. And we certainly want to engage with you because ultimately you make the difference in this world. You and me together, the whole community, we make an impact each and every day, no matter what you do, whether you're doing something or doing nothing. And let's face it, folks, together we can accomplish more. And that's what a team is all about. And that's what a community is all about. So let's get our brain power way up today. We want to ask, first of all, we want to ask each and every one of you as you're driving to wherever you're going. Some of you going to a doctor's office, some of you going to school to teach, and some of you are going to pick up your child at school. Wherever you're going, we want you to engage the community and tell them about Hot News Talk 1240 AM. We want you to tell them that you want to hear 1240 AM on their over speakers. We want you to tell them that this is where the community can reach each other, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get out and engage everybody, and let's get the word out because we're going to connect this community, and we're going to make it even stronger than it is today. And you know what? I'm really proud of our community. We have done so much in such a real long time. I'm 38 years old. Ben Phillips. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Tennessee. Went to Cleveland High School. It's a good old school up in Cleveland. And, we had great teachers when I was back in the day. And I hear how we need to change the teaching guides, how we need to, how the world is changing the way we learn as a child. And let's face it, as a parent myself, I really care about where my child is going to learn, because that's those type of things is going to affect our community, which is going to affect home loans, which is going to affect home purchasing power. Because let's face it, if you don't have the jobs in your community, you certainly aren't going to have any home sales. And that's right. So what we need to do is engage each other and keep the conversation alive. And because we are the rising stars, and that includes you. So again, that number, that call-in number, I want to hear from you today. 800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. All right. So obviously we got a lot of headlines today. We got the New York primary, and we know how that's going to go down, but you never can be too sure. The primary absolutely impacts the mortgage industry, and it absolutely impacts the home industry. And here's why. I mean, whoever is leading our country, that's how we're going to shape the rules for the future. And in 2008, I started my business in 2001 when I first got into the mortgage business. And what I've learned is that everything is always changing. And so in order to be successful, you really have to be engaged in that change. In 2008, we had a home crisis. We had interest rates and just overall folks getting foreclosed. At 8 million folks were foreclosed on between 05 and 08. It was literally a catastrophe. And what happened? The Lehman Brothers went down, and several other big banking institutions almost went down. So, I just couldn't be more proud that we made it through that recession. And, here we are. So what did we learn from it? We learned that here we are on a primary campaign where we're electing the next officials. And I hope folks don't forget some of the laws that came our way, because it's made the business somewhat more successful and somewhat more difficult, but that's just part of life. Also, I guess you heard in the news today and yesterday that the Trump campaign had a big shakeup, and that Corey Lewandowski, I could just imagine him right now. Hey, Corey, you're fired. You're fired, Corey. So, I would love to see that. I hope they get a snippet of that somehow, put it on YouTube. I'd like to see Donald telling him he's fired. And what do you? All right. So what makes America great? Think about it for a second. What makes America great? Is it our spirit? Is it our innovation? And what makes us different from the rest of the world? And, I know we've got some great people here in America. I was inspired by Billy Graham when I was a kid. And Billy Graham was able to connect personally to millions of people around the world, but especially to his folks right here in America. And, he helped a war hero become a real hero, because, our war heroes often go through a lot of trials and tribulations, just not on the battlefield, but also in real life when they come home. And Billy Graham's been able to, his story was inspiring to me. And yet at the same time, I get to read about a story 10 years later about how he inspired someone that impacted me. So it's crazy how everything connects back together. And that's what we're trying to do here on the home show. I was talking about my upbringing a little bit ago about how I was born in Cleveland, Tennessee. We are local people helping local folks learn, educate, and, just be engaged in the real estate market. And I've got a few list of topics today. So we'll go ahead and get started into that. We'll be talking about a little bit of interest rates today. Everybody wants to know what the rates are, right? And we also going to talk, we have a special guest in the first half. We've got Wade Trammell with Wade Trammell Insurance, and he'll tell you a little bit about what he does. Insurance stinks. Let's face it. I cannot stand insurance. It's like, can you get some insurance with a side of insurance? And, let's get some dessert of insurance on my insurance. And it's aggravating. You're paying, if you look at your bank account, look at how much stuff goes out each month for insurance. And, I know I'm doing a great introduction for him, but, at the end of the day, I got to tell you, I've been selling insurance on homes indirectly since 2001. And I've had a lot of relationships in the insurance industry, and you know how sometimes you just all of a sudden find that special person that you just, oh my goodness, I hope I don't ever lose this person. I hope they don't ever move away or go somewhere else. So it's great when you have all of this angst against having to buy insurance each and every day. We go to work just to pay for insurance. You might as well have somebody that you can trust on your side. And that's Wade Trammell. So we're going to be talking to him today. Also, I have another guest, and he's a special guy. He's a young guy. He's been out of college for just a few years. He's been in the work world at the same job here for about the full 3 years. And he made a huge decision because his, I would say that his job impacted his decision to do something special. And that special thing is to serve our country. And I got to say, when you're serving your country, it's just important for the community to serve you back. And I wanted to bring him on the show to find out a little bit more about how that's impacted him, how that's impacted his success, and how that might be of inspiration to you. Got a couple stories, and also have some good news for you about the mortgage industry. Chattanooga is absolutely poised to do well right now. The applications are way up. We took 36 applications yesterday. It's amazing how much applications are up. And, interest rates in the last 30 something years, if you go back to 1981, the average interest rate is 7.8%. Now that changes over time, but it changes very gradually. So if interest rates continue to stay low, then obviously you're going to have an incredible, you're going to have a continued decrease of that. But I think it's important to note 7.9%. Imagine that. And isn't that wild to think? And I guess it's not even wild to think unless you know where rates are right now. And let's face it, rates are in the threes. We're getting rates in the twos on 15 years. We're getting rates in the threes. APRs are under 4% all the way around. It's an amazing time. And what that means to you is that you can buy a home for a less payment than ever before in the last 30-something years. So it's an exciting time. Expect home values to go up in an extremely fast way. And the people that recognize this opportunity, people that take advantage of buying a home right now, they're going to see the real benefits of this, because let's face it, buying a home is the most important investment in your life. So we're going to talk about the basics of getting a mortgage, and we're going to get started right now. So before I introduce our next guest, I just want to go ahead and tell you a special announcement about an education forum with our District 7 Commissioner, Sabrena Smedley. It's tonight, Tuesday, that's 4/19, tonight at 6 p.m. So the question is, do you care about your children's future? Do you care about their education? Do you care about your voice being heard so that you can impact what's going on with their education? Tonight at 6 p.m. at Woodland Baptist Church. It's a very important meeting with Sabrena Smedley, our district commissioner, District 7. And the Woodland Park Baptist Church is located at 6735 Standiford Gap Road, and that's in East Brainerd, 37421. Folks, I hear you complaining all the time about education doesn't need to go this way, it needs to go that way, or we're educating too much on Common Core. Well, I challenge you, if you really care about education, then I should see Woodland Baptist Church packed out tonight. Because otherwise, when I first started the show today, I said, you're impacting your community whether you want to or not, either through your actions or your inactions. So I want to tell you kind of what a District 7 commissioner does, and that's Sabrena Turner. Obviously, the commissioner funds education. They help fund education. They support public safety. So that means they're coordinating with the sheriff's office, making sure that we stay safe. A huge priority. And they support economic development and the infrastructure of our area. So District 7 is the East Brainerd area. Obviously, there's a lot of folks here in the Hickson area, downtown, Saudi Daisy. If you care about all the areas, you should be there tonight. You know, all those three things I just said, funding education, supporting public safety, and supporting the economic development of our area. I don't know if anyone is more important than the other. In fact, I would say that they're just all equally important. So since they tie in together, because if you don't have good education, you won't have good public safety, or vice versa. I think ultimately we've got to understand that they're all connected, and you've got to be a part of this community through action. And we don't, you know, we're not worried about you being upset. Bring your upset voice. We also want to we want you to have a chance to share in your ideas to improve education and address the challenges that we face. So that's the education forum tonight, 6 p.m., Woodland Baptist Church. Be there or be square, right? All right. Well, it's time to introduce our first guest. And, you know, Wade Trammell, come on.
What's up, Ben? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I was surprised you didn't say, listen up, y'all.
Listen up, y'all. That's right.
So, Wade, tell me a little bit about what you do and who you work for.
Well, my biggest job, you know, is helping ensure top investments for my clients. You know, we're talking about homes, we're talking about mortgages. You know, they call it the American dream because it is the American dream. So my job is very important. You know, when somebody purchases a home, my job is to make sure that investment is fully protected. You know, studies have shown that an insurance advisor is one of the top 3 trusted advisors that a family can have.
Wow.
So that's a big thing that I do on a day-to-day basis. You know, so I think it's very important that we take that into consideration and make sure that we're protecting those types of investments.
So, well, let's face it. When you're protecting a home, give me the biggest example of what can happen that can take your investment away and really hurt you financially.
Yeah, one thing that I see, you know, I see people carrying low limits of liability. You know, yes, we're needing to insure your home for what it's worth, you know, for replacement cost purposes. You know, if a storm comes and totally demolishes it, you know, we want to be able to rebuild it for you. But one thing that people overlook and agents aren't you know, getting the message to their clients is, you know, if you have somebody come over your home and you only got, you know, $100,000 liability, even some people are carrying $50,000. You know, what happens if that person trips and falls down your steps, you know, and they're not your greatest friend, and they take you to court and they sue you or whatever.
Right.
I mean, what happens then, you know? So, you know, I think liability was one thing that, you know, every agent should be talking to their client about.
Okay. So storms and things that can happen in the house. I know that a big one for us is fire,
Yep.
damage, you know, really weather can be a big impact.
Yep.
Dogs. That's why that's
yep.
usually more expensive, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, you know, let's get a little bit more personal though. That's what people want to hear about.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Wade for a second. Where are you from, and what do you love about your job? So where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Center, Alabama, but Chattanooga is my home. I've lived here for about 21 years. I grew up here, lived in East Brainerd area, went to school at Boyd Buchanan. So graduated there 5-6 years ago now. Seems like it's been forever.
Okay.
I do miss that place.
So you've been here 21 years, so that puts you over the legal limit, right?
Yep, over the legal limit. That's right.
Right on. So how'd you get into insurance?
Insurance, I got into it. My mom, she's been an agent for her whole life, really. She's been in it for about 25 to 30 years. I lose count, but she got in with American National, you know, and the company was great to her, and she was kind of talking to me about it. And of course, you know, with her being in it for all these years, I've kind of experienced a lot of things, you know, that made me attracted to that field. So she got me into it. I talked with her boss, and, you know, luckily I was able to open an agency here just off Lee Highway. So that's kind of how I got into it, and just seeing her passion for it made me have the same passion. So.
Awesome. Well, and it takes passion to be success. Now we just have about 4 minutes left. So I wanted to make sure that people have an opportunity to call in and ask any question you want to. 423-800-8949. And that's on Hot News Talk Radio. You know, hey, Wade, tell me this. You know, I've done a lot of business with you, and one of the reasons is because you're so darn successful. And, you know, that's what I was taught at an early age to always be around success. And you've been very passionate with the clients and help them succeed. And that's helping everybody succeed at the end of the day, right?
That's right.
So, you know, as far as your quest to continue that that success and that track record, what would you say helps you be more successful each day?
What helps me be more successful is creating a relationship. I believe that, to be successful, that you have to show that you care to your client. You have to sit down and actually assess their needs, not your needs, and make sure that they're at the forefront of everything that you do. I've worked with you for 2 or 3 years now. I mean, it seems like we've been friends forever and all that. And we've got a great relationship. And I believe that I take that relationship and I put it into effect with every single client. And I think that that's what keeps you successful. You show people that you care, you show that you've got their best interest in mind. And then they'll keep coming back.
Well, that definitely reminds me of the story of how we met. Didn't I help you? You just called in and wanted to buy a home, right?
I did. That's
okay.
Right.
So that was like 2013. I know it had to be 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So, so that's how I met Wade, folks. I met him through the relationship of him listening to the advertising of Home Rate Mortgage, and now we've developed a good relationship outside of that single event when he made that phone call. And by the way, you can make that phone call too at 805-9100. Maybe you want to learn more about how to get a mortgage. Maybe you want to learn about a little bit more about what kind of interest rate you qualify for, what kind of payment. You can start at homeratemortgage.com, but you can also call 805-9100. Wade, if someone wants to get an insurance quote through you, let's say they have a policy and they just feel in their heart that it's like, why am I paying this much for my insurance? So whether it's car or your home or combined home and car, tell me how you help them get a better deal.
Well, with our agency, we've got a lot of different benefits, I guess, than most companies would have. We can give discounts for, having your auto, your home with us. We've got even a cashback program that allows our clients to get 25% of what they pay us all year long for home and their cars when they stay claim free. So there's a lot of things that we do that, to add value to what we're trying to get to our clients. So if you are out there and you're looking for a quote, I'm going to do something that probably most insurance agents don't do. I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number. It's 423-718-4815. If you are out there and you think you're paying too much, or, you haven't had that conversation with your insurance advisor, in the past couple months, give me a call. I'd be glad to look at it.
That's Wade Tremmel, everybody. Again, you can reach him at
423-718-4815.
And you're located right on Lee Highway. What's that?
Right on Lee Highway, 5811 Lee Highway, Suite 405, right across from Capital Toyota.
Awesome. And, I think Wade's right, folks. Relationships is everything. And when it comes to your home, when it comes to insuring the things in your life, we're looking for a good deal. We're looking for a good relationship, someone that we can count on to be there. And that's what I have found. And I certainly hope that you'll find that too. With Wade Tremmel. So Wade, thanks so much for coming on the show. We really, really appreciate you being here. And maybe next time we can talk more about certain products
Sure.
And we'll have some questions from the audience.
Awesome.
and really dig in and set you apart from everybody.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks so much.
Right.
Okay. We're wrapping this up today. And I got to say, we're wrapping up the first break. This is the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show, brought to you by Home Rate Mortgage, quick quotes, low rates, and fast closings. It's the Home Rate Mortgage Guarantee. 423-805-9100. It only takes minutes, so why wouldn't you call? You have nothing to lose. 805-9100 or homeratemortgage.com. Also brought to you by the Sabrena Smedley Sabrena Realty Firm. Your homeownership dreams start and end with the right realtor. Sabrena is your trusted realtor. 499-7780. This is Hot News Talk Radio AM.
How long have you been doing this again? That was really good.
This is the first ad.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News.
Cash, 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 and more cash. Rick Davis is sitting on a mountain of cash, and he wants to give it to you. Hey, it's a fair trade for unwanted coins, diamonds, bracelets, antiques, silver flatware, pocket and wristwatches, pins and jewelry. It's so high that mountain of cash is nearly as tall as a billboard. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, paying you top dollar for your valuables. Turn them into cold, hard cash. See Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds now. Brainerd Road near Eastgate Town Center. Cash, 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 and more cash.
Our house in the middle of our street.
Hi, I'm Sabrina with Sabrena Realty Associates. Now is a great time to sell your home. In our area, inventory is at an all-time low, which translates into higher sales prices. Call us today at 423-499-7780 to set up a free consultation and discuss our unique and aggressive marketing programs. We will provide you with a free market analysis to determine the right value of your home. Call us today at 423-499-7780 or visit our website at SabrenaRealty.com.
Our house in the middle of our street.
Unlimited streaming, T-Mobile. No overages. T-Mobile. Get the latest Samsung smartphones. T-Mobile. No credit check required. T-Mobile. Let's set the record straight on coverage. T-Mobile has the best coverage in the Chattanooga area. For a limited time, get 50% off a Samsung tablet when you buy a select Samsung Galaxy smartphone. Only at T-Mobile. T-Mobile, doing data differently. T-Mobile. Unlimited streaming. No overages. T-Mobile. Route 153 Hickson, next to Starbucks. Open till 8. Call 876-9022. That's 876-9022 for T-Mobile.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Adam Disco, the owner and the head surgeon of Cell Surgeon. Broken screen? You need it repaired now. We can do that. We'll have your phone repaired within the hour. No hassle, no mess, no stress. We love fixing cell phones. Your cell phone has become part of your daily activities. You've noticed your cell phone is not charging properly. It could be a charge port issue or your charger. Come in for free. We'll test your phone and your charger. You have an expensive phone. Don't feed it with a cheap charger. A cheap charger can actually damage your device. Our high quality chargers are affordable. Cell Surgeon, 140 Northgate Mall Drive, right next to Old Chicago Pizza. 423-668-0100. www.thecellsurgeon.com. Please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thecellsurgeon.
Get $10 off a screen repair. Mention Hot News Talk Radio. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out. Cell Surgeon in Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life.
Warming up out there through the afternoon with some filtered sunshine. High temperatures back into the lower 80s. Tonight, more clouds, much milder lows, upper 50s. For Wednesday, a morning shower or two early. Otherwise, still warm near 82 with scattered showers and thunder showers becoming likely late Thursday night. Get ready for the 20th Annual National Cornbread Festival this weekend in South Pittsburgh, featuring lots of great live music, arts and crafts, food, and much more. For details, nationalcornbread.com. And I, Source 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show. Brought to you by Home Rate Mortgage. Quick quotes, low rates, and fast closings, folks. It's the Home Rate Mortgage Guarantee, 805-9100, 423-805-9100. It just takes a few minutes, so why wouldn't you call? Also, go to homeratemortgage.com and get a quick quote. This show is also brought to you by the Sabrena Realty Firm. Sabrena Smedley is the top real estate agent here in Chattanooga. Your homeownership dreams start and end by choosing the right realtor. And Sabrena is your trusted realtor right here in Chattanooga. She's been here for a long time. She's got a beautiful family, an incredible background story. Sabrena is absolutely amazing. You can reach her right now at 423-499, and that's 7780. And you can go to SabrenaRealty.com and look at the homes. So folks, 1240 a.m. Hot News Talk Radio. That's who we are. We are the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show. And hey, we want to hear from you today. 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. You can Facebook us your questions, Hot News Talk Radio, right in Facebook, and you will find us. Go ahead and like it. Let's get this thing going. Hey, this is my third show. Isn't it neat? You're listening to me. Make fun of me all you want. I want the feedback, because what I want to tell you and challenge you is that feedback's not only going to help me become better on the radio long term, but I want you to recognize that you're hearing me today in the first few weeks of me doing a radio show. And I'll tell you what, I'm confident of where I'm going, and I need your confidence in giving good feedback. I know one of the biggest feedbacks I get is that I have a high tweaked voice and it's kind of goofy sounding. It's funny. I went when I first got on radio, I guaranteed the account rep that it wouldn't work. And the account rep said, no, it's going to work for sure. And I was like, no, you don't understand. You do not understand. It's not going to work. And they said, why do you think it's not going to work? And that's probably a very valuable question. I said, well, every time I go through the drive-thru and order a Big Mac, the lady or gentleman on the other side of the speaker says, that'll be $4.90, ma'am. I still get it, folks. I'm 38 years old. I still get it every time I go through a drive-thru. So it's kind of the funny thing, because the account rep said to me after I said that, they just started rolling out in their chair, just laughing hysterically. And they're like, well, Ben, what you don't understand is the radio needs unique voices, and you've got a unique voice, and that's exactly what's going to help you. So, hey, make fun of me all you want, because my voice is going to continue being heard, and we're going to rock this community out. We're absolutely going to take Chattanooga. We're going to help folks be more motivated. We're going to help them be more educated, more informed, and we're going to give you more of an outlet to get connected and engaged in the things that are going on that's important in the community. That's going to help not just your future generations, but help the today. And we're talking about homes, and let's face it, that's the cool thing about this industry. Everything impacts homes, homeownership, financial budget, where you go to church, what you're learning, what you're doing, your action, your inaction. It's all about everything that's going on each and every day. Well, second half of the hour, we welcome you back. We really appreciate you being there. We couldn't be here without you, the person listening to the show. And so since we want to inspire you, as a coach, sometimes that inspiration is going to come off a little bit weird. It's going to come off a little bit like maybe I'm trying to tick you off. It's going to come off like I'm trying to call you out. And that's cool. That's cool with me, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to engage in good debate, in a good forum where we can agree to disagree sometimes. But one thing we can all agree on, if you're listening right now, we need to make this station rock and roll. And in order to do that, we've got to tell our doctors, our dentists, our CPAs, anyone that has the public in their office, over at the schools, over at the various places, in the car, we need to tell everybody to tune in to 1240 a.m. Hot News Talk. And if you don't have a signal for Hot News Talk Radio 1240 a.m., go to Google and type in 1240 a.m. Hot News Talk Radio, listen live. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to come up on their website, and you're going to start listening live. So you can listen wherever you are. Okay? So thanks so much for being here. We are so blessed to have you. And again, to call in today, that's 423-800-8949. All right. So we've talked a little bit about some news. We got the primaries today. We've got the big firing of Corey Lewandowski, whatever his name is. And we got another special guest. And before I introduce you to this guest, I want to start out with a story. Home Rate Mortgage does a lot of mortgage loans each and every month, and I couldn't be more blessed to have the opportunity to be so blessed. It's absolutely amazing what we've done. We've got offices all over Tennessee. We're opening up our fourth office right now in Tennessee. We have a couple offices in Atlanta, And folks, it all started right here in Chattanooga. I don't know why I'm so successful, but I know it has something to do with work ethic. I know it has something to do with passion. Like Wade was saying earlier, I know it has something to do with relationships. When I've met the first client back in 2001, all the way to the client I just talked to during the radio before the show started today, the one thing I do well is I love the people I'm talking to, and I show them that I love them. And, I don't mean that gooey stuff like, that kind of love. I'm talking about the compassion to care about your neighbor, the compassion to listen closely to the person talking and engage them in such a way that maybe you can make a difference for them. And that's how I want you, the listener, to think about when you're listening to anything, whatever you're doing in life, do it your best. Put everything you got into that moment. Because you know what? We don't know how many moments we have, do we? And that's what makes this world a better place. The people that are getting out there and stoking the fire. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire. It's time to make a difference in our community. And so at Home Rate Mortgage, we helped a veteran, a military guy that moved to Chattanooga about 4 years ago. And when we helped him move to Chattanooga, we actually beat out a national bank. Heck, I'm not afraid to say it, Navy Federal Credit Union. And he was convinced that he just needed to call because he heard me on the radio. And he's just, I'll give him a shot, but they're not going to beat out Navy. And sure enough, we didn't just earn his business 4 years ago and help him buy his first house. Just a couple weeks ago, he bought his fourth house through me. And I'll tell you, it's incredible to serve those who've served us. It's incredible to serve the people that are actually sacrificing their life for the benefit of our freedom. And, when we're talking about homes, I'll tell you, a lot of folks don't have the right in the world. They don't have the right to own a home. They don't have a right to pick up that soil and say, that's my soil. America is such an incredible place because we have the opportunity to be a part of the ideas, the research, and the innovation of America. And, I know some of the folks that work for me say that I'm a leader, and some of them maybe say that I'm not a leader, right? But that's the cool thing about America. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. They're allowed to have their voice. So you might think that I'm not a great speaker on the radio right now. That's okay. I want to hear about it. I want to hear why I'm not good on the radio. You know why? It's going to help me become better. But that's what we do in America. We are open to each other. When I served this guy for the fourth time, I got to tell you, it's special. A lot of folks go do this or that in their jobs and work becomes mundane for them because they're doing the same thing over and over. And heck, people could say, well, that's what you do, Ben. You just do a mundane thing. You just help people get a mortgage again, help deal with their credit, you help their credit get better, help them understand what kind of mortgage payment they can actually qualify for. But folks, it's like a fingerprint. And veterans sacrifice so much for our freedom. You really got to go the extra mile for a veteran. So if you see someone in uniform, I want you to make sure that you say, thank you for your service. Richard Sailors, everybody. This is Richard from Home Rate Mortgage. He actually works for me. Richard, when did you start?
I started right out of college in 2013. November, I landed the job with you and before I graduated. So got in there before graduation day.
Okay. So you started 3 years ago at Home Rate Mortgage. And where'd you grow up at it?
Down in Marietta, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. I spent my growing up years down there as a kid, and I came here to Tennessee when I was 12, so 26 now.
Okay, well, we're going to try not to hold that against you, but since we're just right close to the border, I guess we'll just give you a break on that one. But
yeah.
But how long have you made Chattanooga your home?
14 years now.
Oh, 14, okay. So you're still an adolescent then.
Right,
so,
yeah.
All right, good deal. So first job out of college, you went to UTC, right?
That's right.
What was your degree in?
Business marketing.
Business marketing. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Full circle almost.
Very, very cool. Thanks. Where do you go to church at?
I go to Calvary Chapel, downtown Chattanooga on Broad Street.
Oh, well, that's awesome. It's a good place. I hear a lot of good things about Calvary, and we've done a lot of mortgages for folks at Calvary.
Absolutely. It's a growing place, and it's we love helping those people out.
And one thing I know about Calvary is that they don't have a membership. Do you know that?
I did know that.
I guess you would know because you couldn't become a member there, right?
Right. It was a challenge to become a member.
Well, Richard, tell me about, you started to work at Home Rate Mortgage, and what was it like working for me? Because I know it's not easy every day, is it?
It's a challenge. It's you don't come to work and expect to just coast. You do know that when you wake up, you're not going to be just going on coattails. You're going to come in, and there's a lot to learn, especially in the mortgage business itself is a challenge, but it's a special challenge being with you in a good way.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you lying for everybody on the air. See, folks, you heard it here. He thinks I'm awesome. I'm a good manager, right?
That's right.
Yes. Say it one more time. He's
a great manager. I like my job.
Hey, sometimes I have to go to bed at night, Richard, and say, man, why did I say that? Why did I do that? We're all human here. And it's, I think the coolest part about whether you work for somebody or you have somebody working for you is that it's better to work with an environment where we can engage each other, develop relationships, right?
Absolutely.
So, all right. So obviously everybody is hey, Ben was just talking about this military guy that they helped that was special, and now all of a sudden he just switches gears and starts talking to this kid at Home Rate Mortgage. Tell everybody the connection.
Well, I started at Home Rate, like Ben said, and with a good context is that I started out of college and I didn't have much military experience. I just had been working at Home Rate, and every day I'd take phone calls. Every day I'd talk to a veteran and how, what they got to do, how long they were in, what branch of the military they served in. And just something really struck me about talking to these people was they all had served their country selflessly. Everybody joins for different reasons. They stay in or they get out, whatever. But it really just changed me because I did not have a desire in high school or in college. To be honest, I didn't. But when I came to work for Home Rate, I got to deal with these people, in their situations and just get intimate with them in that way.
You get to see the very personal structures of people's lives. I mean, what they're going through financially, what they're dealing with. Some folks lose their jobs or their child's struggling through some type of medical condition. It's kind of sometimes it's heart-wrenching, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's bad things, but there's also great things. I got to see a lot of the great things that these veterans, so many of them were established because of their experience in the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, whatever their experience was. So I just saw that, and I thought, well, that's good for them. And I had an envy. I honestly had an envy talking to these people. And then one day I just thought, I was talking to somebody, and I was like, man, it'd been cool for me to do it. I wish I would have. And so many people have heard that. I wish I would have done it. My grandfather said that, who's passed. He passed this year. And my dad said the same thing. And I just hear these people say, I wish I would have. I wish I would have. And someone looked at me and they said, well, what are you talking about? You still can. And I was like, what are you, I'm married and I got a kid now, and I can't do this. And, but I came to the realization, I talked to a recruiter, and it was a possibility for me. It was possible for me to have an experience that I could share with other people, just like they had shared with me.
Right.
So many other veterans. So the realization, the light bulb went off, and
And you took action.
I took action.
You took action. And if you didn't take action, you took action of inaction, right?
Exactly.
So tell us about, the branch is the Army?
Exactly.
Where did you do your basic at?
I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
We probably have a few listeners out there that were at Fort Sill as well. And, I was out in Oklahoma as well, right?
Yeah, you a cowboy.
That's right. Big Orange, the other Big Orange, right?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Yeah. I think Tennessee's got Oklahoma State's number this year for sure. So, so you did it. And your employer, they helped you do this. You were gone for what, 2-3 months?
I was gone from October 27th until January 25th. So yeah, just right at 3 months. And my employer, I was afraid, to be honest, to tell him because I knew that it would affect, obviously I'd be unavailable, but nothing but support. It was really great to be able to say, hey, this is what I want to do. And these are my time frames, and nothing but support and encouragement. You know, I was very happy. I knew that once I got back, I would come in open arms to my employer. So it was very accommodable, to say the least.
That's awesome. So that for me personally, that was very interesting because I've never had anyone ask me, especially a salesperson, hey, I'm going to go off for 3 months to learn how to be in the military. And, but you know, it's just, as I process those kind of things, which, you know, we're all coming through new things. In 3 years, you graduated college, you got married, you've had 2 children.
That's right.
You've joined the military, you've gone through basic. Now you're doing your every couple months thing for a week or two, or for a week or weekend, right? Every year you got to go for a week or two, right?
Right. Yeah, you get 37 days of training a year, 1 week in a month, and then 2 weeks annual training, which will be in the summer. This year will be in June.
Okay, so you have done so much in 3 years. I mean, I just commend you, and you know, maybe take a deep breath and relax a little bit. But tell me something. How does this experience of joining the military, becoming a father, ×2, getting married, working a full-time job where you've continually help more clients and continually earn more money because of that. Tell me how all that ties in together in this place called life.
Well, everything I've learned from being in college, being in the workforce, being in the Army, being a husband, the thing that I am starting to really tie together is being prepared. The Army, especially since this is the most recent thing in my life that I'm learning, has taught me to prepare for situations and that you must be ready for whatever comes your way. For me, being a husband is the most important job in my life. My lovely wife, Whitney, was just as much of a soldier while I was gone. She had to take care of my kids. She was pregnant when I left, and she was already taking care of another boy. And you know, so for me, I had to come back and prepare for our transition so that she could take care of our children since she stays home. So it's really that's been the overarching theme that I'm starting to learn, and being responsible ultimately. So being responsible and being prepared for any situation thrown my way.
That's really awesome, Richard. I mean, how old are you, Richard? If you don't mind me asking.
26.
26-year-old guy getting it done, and I'll say this: all the things he's just done in the last 3 years, it's not just helping in his dadhood of being a great father and his, you know, to be a great husband. It's helping in his ability to make home rate mortgage look fantastic, because we certainly love the fact that we were able to help him get through basic, because that's not easy for a company, but moreover, we want him back because he's an asset to our team. You know what he said being prepared for the unknown. Richard, that reminds me of my high school yearbook quote, 1995, by the way. I was a senior in high school at Cleveland High School, and my quote was, and I was a good runner back then, and my quote was, "Everyone has the will to win. Few have the will to prepare to win." And that quote has been an inspiration to me, and now I see how it's also a part of your life, because I didn't know what the race was going to, I didn't know who the competitors were going to be, but I knew that putting the best foot forward, giving my best each and every day, is the very reason why I won the state championships. And no one can take that away from me. And I'll tell you, no one can take it away from you that you actually did it. I mean, I wish I would have, folks. We only have a few minutes left, but maybe you're saying, I wish I could be a homeowner. Maybe you're saying, I wish I could be in the military, or I wish I would have done this, wish I would have done that. It's time to step up and take action in your life. Your daily walk is going to end someday for you personally in your physical body, but it's going to continue. That walk will continue to light the way for others behind you. So what we've got to realize is, I know this show is about homes and real estate, But let's face it, if you don't have the dream to become a homeowner, maybe you're part of that 7% that doesn't want to become a homeowner, don't think for 1 second that you can't be a homeowner. You've just got to take the first step. You've just got to look up to the people before you that were successful. Clutch onto those stories of victory and then take that victory to the next level and be the shining star for everybody else. Any dream is possible. It's just about you. It's just about you. And I want to end it with this, Richard. I really appreciate what you've said today. And I appreciate what you've done for my group over the last 3 years. You're a unique guy. You're a special guy. You make a difference for the clients. You create that urgency about getting stuff done. And, we appreciate Wade being a part of the show today. He talked about it being all about relationships. And folks, there's no doubt about it. When it comes to being successful, whether you want to buy a home, whether you want the lowest rate, it's all about the preparedness and finding the right mentor in your life so that you can be better. And that's what this radio show is about. Hot News Talk, 1240 a.m. This is the Sabrena and Ben Real Estate Show. We're so glad that you joined us today. Don't forget to make us a part of every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can listen on the radio, on the air, or you can also listen online. And we want you to push this out to everybody you know. And a special thanks to our advertisers. We've got the Sabrena Realty Firm, and they are absolutely the realty company for you. Sabrena Realty, Sabrena Smedley was the real estate agent of the year, and let her be your real estate agent of the year and make a difference in your life. You can reach her at 499-7780, and we are 1240 a.m. Hot News Talk.
We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong.